Phoebe found herself floating in darkness. It was like she was suspended in liquid that she could not see or touch. Swirling around her she felt different presences, some good, some bad, some innocent, some guilty, but most of all she felt her sisters. Willing herself towards them she began to drift through the darkness. Beatrice winced as her ankles were smashed together by the tormentor's strong hands. She bit her lip to stop herself from crying out as her legs were lifted from the plastic sheet and her bottom was exposed to the demon. "Now we have to do this so you don't get a rash." The tormentor laughed. "Now I know you don't mind waddling around all day with a load in your diaper, but it's not really good for you," it stated matter-of-factly. "And besides, the smell is overwhelming." It mocked, taking a pronounced sniff. Beatrice strained back the tears as she felt the first baby wipe make contact with her skin. Beatrice winced with each movement of the baby wipe. The smell filled her nostrils and the texture of the wipe was creepily gentle. Shuddering at this thought, Beatrice tried to clamp her legs together. The tormentor simply moved its fist from holding her ankles together, pushing them apart with 3 fingers. Even though the demon only held her ankles together with its thumb and pinky, Beatrice could still not kick free of its grasp. She taunted Beatrice. Beatrice had no answer for either of the demons. Well, at least one that was going to help her plight. "I asked you if you agreed with your nanny. If you can't answer, Junior, then I can only deduce that you have no objections." Luna smiled. She lifted the wand and spun it around. As the baby wipes moved over her, Beatrice could only watch with dismay as her hair was removed. She had been wrong before. This was utter humiliation. "Good job." Luna nodded to the tormentor, which disappeared in a black haze. "Now I guess we have to go for the finishing touch." Luna smiled. "Diaper," she commanded, and Beatrice found herself once again in overgrown Huggies. As Beatrice found herself levitated into a standing position, she saw her reflection in the crystal. She looked helpless, like an infant in fact. Her hair had dried raggedly, her top was old and worn, the harness constricted her movements and kept her hands pressed down by her sides, and her diaper was fastened snugly around her waist. Even the white sneakers on her feet looked childish now. As Luna raised the wand to Beatrice, there was a knock at the door. Levitating Beatrice into the crib, Luna orbed downstairs, leaving the helpless witch to wallow in self-pity. To Phoebe it appeared as if the darkness was subsiding. Continuing her track towards the apparent light source, she found herself staring at a ring of floating bodies surrounding what appeared to be a mirror. In the middle of the ring, Piper and Penelope floated with their jaws wide with astonishment. "What's going on?" Phoebe asked. "Beatrice is being tormented by this demon so she can use our powers constantly," Piper stated. "But I don't feel anything," Phoebe said, puzzled. "We're not really here," Piper explained. "From what we've been able to gather." She gestured to the other light sources. "This demon has got us imprisoned in her wand. She calls herself Luna, the jailer of souls, and she uses the souls she's trapped for her own devices. Basically, she's using our powers and our knowledge to punish Beatrice," Penelope added. "Can it be that bad?" Phoebe asked. "See for yourself," Piper said, moving to the side so Phoebe could see the mirror. Phoebe watched as Beatrice was diapered, then levitated into a giant crib, whilst harnessed so she couldn't move, and left by the demon. "That's horrible," Phoebe gasped. "Yeah, well, that's the nice stuff," Piper shuddered. "And the worst part is," Penelope began, "that she's stuck in our house. Even though the boys are away, we've still got plenty of their clothes lying around." "Oh no," Phoebe gasped. "What happens if she finds our old stuff in the attic? Nobody should ever be forced to wear those sailor suits again," Piper shuddered. "And all of our old booties, mittens, and those plastic pants." "Stop," Phoebe said, shaking her head. "What if this demon can hear us?" Suddenly the sisters felt very worried for the young witch.